Welcome to yet another episode of A Story for Your Query. Without wasting any time, let me go straight to the topic and narrate an incident involving 4-year-old students. In one study, Carol Dweck and her colleagues offered the 4-year-olds a choice. They could either redo an easy jigsaw puzzle or try a harder one. A few of them stayed on the safe side, choosing easier puzzles, thus proving to themselves that they were smart kids who don't make mistakes, and show the same to the researchers. But a few others chose the tougher puzzles, not worrying about appearing smart to the researchers. What is this that makes the children at the young age of 4 think different? One of the most basic beliefs we carry about ourselves is a fixed mindset, which assumes that our character, intelligence, and creative ability are static. A growth mindset, on the other hand, thrives on challenge and sees failure not as an evidence of lack of intelligence, but as a springboard for growth and for stretching our existing abilities. These two mindsets manifest from a very early age, and that explains the different behaviors of the 4-year-olds. This mindset goes on to define a great deal of behavior, relationship with success and failure in both professional and personal contexts, and ultimately our capacity for happiness. To illustrate, let's take the example of Vinod Kambli and Sachin Tendulkar. Both studied at the same school, trained under the same coach, and made an entry into the arena of cricket together. It is also believed that Vinod Kambli was a tad better at the finer points of the game than Sachin. However, Sachin at the age of 14 played 55 games one after another and in the evening would fall asleep at the table, whilst Kambli at a young age exited from the first class cricket. Which of them had a fixed mindset and which of them had growth mindset? Any guesses? It's loud and clear that Sachin was the one with the growth mindset. Although people may differ in every which way in their initial talents and aptitudes, interests, or temperaments, everyone can change and grow through application and experience. Growth mindset is based on the conviction that human qualities like intelligence and creativity, and even relational capacities like love and friendship, can be cultivated through effort and deliberate practice. These people are not discouraged by the failure, and they may see themselves as learners. With the fixed mindset, every situation calls for a confirmation of their intelligence, personality, or character. Every situation is evaluated. Will I succeed or fail? Will I look smart or dumb? Will I be accepted or rejected? Will I feel like a winner or a loser? The list goes on. Let's briefly look at characteristics of a person with a fixed mindset. Their goal is to look smart. They tend to avoid challenges. They give up easily. They do not see the point of effort. They ignore feedback and they feel threatened by the success of others. Whereas the characteristics of a growth mindset would be to have a goal to learn. They embrace challenges. They persist when there are setbacks. They see effort as a path to mastery. They learn from feedback. They find inspiration in the success of others. The praise when based on ability and not effort pushes the kids into fixed mindset. So it would do well for caregivers and the teachers to focus on the effort. Let's look at the personal relationships and growth mindset. When the fixed mindset believed their ideal mate would put them on a pedestal and make them feel perfect, like the god of one-person religion. Whereas those with the growth mindset preferred a partner who would recognize their faults and lovingly help improve them. Someone who would encourage them to learn new things and become a better person. The fixed mindset, it turns out, is the root of many of our most toxic cultural myths about true love. Some techniques to develop growth mindset are: first, help them to acknowledge and embrace imperfections. Hiding from your weaknesses means you will never overcome them. View challenges as opportunities. Try different learning tactics. Replace the word failing with the word learning. When you make a mistake or fall short of a goal, you haven't failed, you have learned. Stop seeking approval. When you prioritize approval over learning, you sacrifice your own potential for growth. Value the process over end result. Intelligent people enjoy the learning process and don't mind when it continues beyond an expected time frame. Cultivate a sense of purpose. Dweck's research also showed that students with a growth mindset had a great sense of purpose. Redefine genius. Genius requires hard work, not talent alone. Provide regular opportunities for reflection. Let students reflect on their learning at least once a day. Highlight the relationship between learning and brain training. The brain is like a muscle that needs to be worked out, just like the body. Cultivate grit. Students with that extra bit determination will be more likely to seek approval from themselves rather than from others. Use the word yet. Dweck says not yet has become one of her favorite phrases. Whenever students are struggling with a task, just tell them they haven't mastered it yet. It gives them hope for improvement. Take risks in the company of others. Stop trying to save face all the time and just let yourself goof up now and then. It will make it easier to take risks in the future. Think realistically about time and effort. It takes time to learn. Don't expect to master every topic under the sun in one sitting. Take ownership over your attitude. Once you develop a growth mindset, own it. Acknowledge yourself as someone who possesses a growth mentality and be proud to let it guide you throughout your educational career. Finally, a few snippets from the stories that we have heard in our childhood. The hare and the tortoise. The tortoise knows its limitation and has a growth mindset, whereas the hare is arrogant and has a fixed mindset. Next, the hare decides to have another race. This time, the hare was alert and won the race easily. But the tortoise had a growth mindset and wanted a third race. This racetrack had a river running through it. The tortoise swam through it and won the race. It had learned to build on its strengths. Now the hare was beginning to learn. Change the fixed mindset. This time, both hare and the tortoise won the race by working together. The hare carried the tortoise till the river, and thereafter the tortoise carried the hare. So collaborative working, knowing your strengths and limitations, working on your strengths, and not letting the limitations go downhill. These are some of the things that we need to work on. Any questions that you have could be addressed to yourquerymystory@gmail.com. I shall try to answer it as quickly as I can. If the query is good, I might pick it up to feature in the podcast. Anchor and Spotify permit voice messages. Check out that option. That's all for today. See you next week.